There it is. We are live with Diamond Dallas Page. You're still in Atlanta, right, brother?
Yeah.
Very nice. I got to start by asking you, because you've been on the podcast a bunch over the last couple of years. What do you think of the Biden thing, man? What's your quick thoughts on this? I figured I would start easy with you. A nice, easy question.
You know, I think it's all bullshit, period. I don't care if it's Republicans or Democrats. My mom calls me up and she's like, honey, I can't take it here. They're losing their minds. They want Trump. Are you a Trumpy? I said, Mom, you know what's real? She goes, What are you talking about? I said, you know what's real? I said, wrestling's real. We tell you it's a show. The Republicans and the Democrats, I have no time for either one of them. You know, the thing I do look at, I had friends calling me, you've got to vote in Georgia. These politicians spent $800 million on the Senate race in Georgia. I want you to just think about that for a minute. People are listening. These piece of shits, these politicians, they found the concept of spending $800 million to be in total control.
Right.
And how many homeless people could that have taken care of in the state of Georgia?
Probably all of them. Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's all bullshit, as we know.
I hate them all.
So do I.
I really do. I think they're all pompous. I don't care who it is. Small town politicians, I believe in a little bit more. But regular politicians, I think they're biggest whores on the planet.
100%. Now we're live on my Facebook and everyone's commenting on my hair. I haven't had a haircut since the coronavirus started. And a lot of people think I have like the Hulk Hogan going on. So I just gotta show you that I got all hair. I think I got like hair of the WWE stars from the mid '90s, but I haven't had a haircut because I'm still panicking about this damn coronavirus.
Dude, I thought it was more like a Lenny and Squiggy thing, but not Squiggy, but Lenny in I can't think of the movie where he played the famous band. What the hell?
Help me out! It goes to 11. It goes to 11, right?
I can't remember what the hell is the name. It's not the Sling Nuts. Spinal Tap.
I got it myself. I didn't need help. I got a razor for my balls from manscaped.com. Promo code Opie, by the way, to get 20% off. I'm using my ball razor I'm going to shave it bald. I'm going to look like you. Not that you're bald, but I mean, really.
Dude, I got to pull that hair here so bad. It's just blonde.
And short. That's what I meant by that. So.
As opposed to gray. As opposed to gray. I keep it blonde.
Someone say my hair's thinning out. It's not. It's just heavy. You son of a bitch. I honestly don't care about the hair, but there you go. I out of curiosity, I wanted to see how long I could grow it, and I've been at it about a year, man. It's crazy. So, hey, you sent me a video, and I know I can't give it away, but you always have a way of making me cry, you son of a bitch. You gave me a video. I won't say if it's a male or female because you haven't released it publicly yet. But that DDPY is changing lives all over the goddamn place. And you're running a contest. And you sent me the video of, I believe, the winner, right?
Oh, yeah. It's already up there. She's out there.
Oh, it is already out. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm bawling. I'm bawling like a bitch, if you're allowed to say bitch still.
As long as you're calling yourself one, I guess. in this PG world of go fuck yourself,
Exactly.
But it was really amazing. We just started the Positively Unstoppable $1 Million Challenge.
Yes.
We just started it. That girl was Candy Herndon. She lost 87 pounds.
It's unbelievable.
and she looked knockout at the end. But to see how lost she was coming to this contest, and man, and her mom, like her, in the video, she talks about her mom left her on the beach, forgot about her, just left the beach and went and got some drugs. Oh, I forgot my baby. Got to run down the beach. But when you really think about that.
I'm a beach guy. I can almost relate to that if the fishing's good.
No, you can't.
I'm joking.
I know.
I told you her story made me cry. But her mom literally forgot her at the beach.
Right.
And, and her mom was a drug addict, and this woman could have just gave up on life, but instead said, "Fuck that." Found the DDPY and changed her life, man.
She is such a strong, sweet chick. To watch her, like for most of her life, she was the victim. She ain't the victim she ain't the victim no more. Kenny's strong, man. Like to watch the transformation. My business partner Steve Yu, he's the one who does these amazing videos and tells these amazing stories. She just, I couldn't be any prouder of her. And now she's, going for a certification for, DDPY program.
That's awesome. I mean, the DDPY changed my life. I'm in damn good shape because of you. And even through the coronavirus pandemic, I've been able to keep it up because you could do these workouts at home, my brother.
Right.
I have way more flexibility. My lower back issues, they're still there. But I've strengthened my core, and I'm able to get around with my young kids way, way better. With that said, you got a documentary out called Relentless that I already saw, and it's your story, brother, and it's really inspirational for people out there that just simply want to give up, whether it's on themselves, on a business, or what have you. You're very inspirational. I think people really should see the documentary Relentless.
We finished it in August of 2019, but then we were doing so much for that AEW wrestling and was helping them with a lot of their video stories and stuff. So we were overwhelmed. And then Cody Rhodes, Dusty's son, asked me if I would have one more match left in me.
Yep.
And he asked me at Christmas time of 2019. So I thought, wow, that would be 2020. I would actually be wrestling. Now, you got to understand that I tried to wrestle when I was 23, 1979. And I had 3 matches and I sucked. But I wrestled 3 times in the 70s. And then I got back into professional wrestling, but as a manager and a color commentator in 1988. And I worked at the AWA. I worked at Florida Championship Wrestling while I was still running my nightclubs. And my wrestler, Big Steel Man, lost to Dick Slater. Dick Slater got 5 minutes in the ring with his manager, which was me. So I wrestled once in the 80s. And then the 90s was my big run. Even 2000, first part of 2000, pretty good. And I retired the first time in 2005. And then some friends of mine up in Rome, Georgia, which is about 40 minutes from here, said, bro, will you come out and do one more match? This is 2010. And the only reason I said yes was because, man, that means I would have wrestled in the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000, and 2010. I would have wrestled at least once in 5 decades. And I thought, I got to do it. And I went back in here and did some moves, and people were chanting, you still got it, but I still got smoke and mirrors is what I had at that point, And then I retired again, and then WWE asked me to do a couple little things, but it wasn't any matches. But when Cody asked me to do a match, and he was going to make it a 6-man, 3-on-3, so I didn't have to be in there the whole time. When we're going over, you're like, what we're going to do and everything, he says, well, this is what's going to happen at the end. Because we always lay out the finish, so we know how it's going to end. And he says, you come in and you just do whatever the hell you're going to do. And then at some point, Dustin's going to run off the apron and flip on a guy. Dustin's 51 at this time, all right? This kid, QT's going to flip, go over the top rope and land on the guys, and then you're going to come off the top rope. And I just looked at him.
Right.
Like, I'm going to be
What?
60. You think I'm going to be 64, right? Like, that's what I'm thinking, right? But I didn't say anything. And the bottom line is, I did like 5 hours of DDPY before I went out there. And we get to the end of that actual match. It couldn't have gone any better. And the next morning, I look at my girl Paige, and we're laying in bed, and I look at her. I go, I know why we haven't released Relentless yet. And she goes, why? I said, this has to be in it.
Of course.
Because it shows me in the beginning blowing my back out from Kevin Nash's power bomb and being told by 3 spine specialists I'm never going to wrestle again.
Right.
And now I just did it at almost 64 years old. It proved everything I've been saying for the last 20 years. So
there's another athlete, and I obviously consider you an athlete, that performed in, I think it was 5 decades, if not 6. Do you know who that was?
I don't know.
It was hockey.
Oh, was it Bobby Orr? No, it was Howie.
You're almost there. Come on, you got this. Come on.
Howie Gold.
Flip it. You got it.
Gordie Howe.
Yes, Gordie Howe.
Yes.
He played professional hockey in at least 5 decades.
Yes.
So you're in good company. And the second thing is, the anniversary of your last match just passed. It was a year ago that you jumped off the top ropes. And now here's the funny thing about that, the little I know about wrestling. Some of the guys, when they jump off the top rope, they don't commit. You could tell they're doing a little baby step jump. You fucking committed, bro. Like you were jumping in a pool.
There's a guy named Mondo Guerrero, which is Eddie Guerrero's brother. And when I started in AWA in 1988, I'd never heard of anybody doing anything like that. And there was this one spot where I'm picking up my wrestlers who've been thrown out of the ring, and Mondo, he starts running, and he runs right up to the top rope, and he just dove on us. Now, no one did that in 1988. Not even, in 1993, nobody was doing that. But I used to have a picture of Mondo just flying out and me like, what the fuck is he doing? Because I had no idea. And he landed on us, and I thought, I'm going to commit with the same intensity or close of Mondo Guerrero. So Mondo was inside me that night when I said, I'm in, knowing I'm going to go off that top rope. There were moments, it's like I just watched Animal House the other day, and the girl's half naked in the bed, and the one devil comes out. Oh, wow, she looks good. And the angel comes out, and he goes, oh, no, you don't want to do that. And bottom line, the angel won. But there's always that good voice. There's that good voice, and there's that bad. That positive and that negative. So, in my mind, any sane human being who's been through what I've been through, I've got to say to themselves, you could tear your ACL.
Right.
You could break your neck.
Yeah.
You can really hurt yourself. And I've always found that when you think that, then you're screwed.
Of course. As soon as you overthink it, you're fucked. And with Animal House, by the way, which is a great movie, you can't do that scene nowadays. That was all about underage sex.
No.
And it was completely accepted when we were growing up, and we went to the theaters to watch that movie.
Yeah,
with the devil and the angel, and then he takes the bra off and all the tissue falls out to really tell you that this girl's underage, and we're all just laughing like it's normal behavior. Holy shit.
I forgot she was underage too. I forgot about that.
Hell yeah. But whatever.
Because she probably was really 27. In real life, she's probably 27.
Right. A couple things, man. For real, you're so inspirational. And with Relentless, I didn't realize how many times the DDPY movement was kind of dead in the water, and you refused to give up. refuse to give up. Because at first, like when you hear yoga, I was one of these guys until my wife really started educating me about yoga and the potential and the possibilities of doing yoga. People really just thought it was for chicks, no offense.
Yeah.
And your program, the DDPY, you don't even call it yoga anymore because it is beyond yoga. You believed in this damn thing a long, long time ago when you were trying to like hustle your DVDs and you were running out of fucking money. And a lot of people out there at that point would have just said, fuck this. Maybe I'll go back to wrestling or I'll figure something else out. But you believed in yourself so much, which a lot of people can't wrap their heads around. And that's why I think they fail. They give up too soon. And you had a dream and you went for it. And here we are today. It's massively successful. But walk us through that. You think the Arthur video was the thing that finally put you over the top, or was it Chris Jericho helping you out back in the day, or being on Shark Tank?
For the last 9 years, we have been incredibly successful, with our whole DDPY program. But it took 8 years. And in this scenario, it was hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like literally, when I got to like 250, 300 grand in, I'm thinking, man, I thought this would hit something at least so I could make a living out of it. And it didn't. And I just kept putting, that's around the time, Arthur, when I sent him the thank you for, investing in my program and believing in me. I got 6 questions here for you. I'd really appreciate you answer them. He came back with the best answers ever. And then I said, sounds like you need some help. Can you tell me a little bit about yourself? The cliff notes were morbidly obese, 100% disabled veteran, relegated to thinking of himself as a piece of furniture. Now, I send him my phase 3 eating plan, and if he says, I think I can do it or I'll give it a try, I would have been like, great job, buddy, keep me posted. But he didn't say that. He said 4 important words: I can do this. And that made me say, send me your phone number.
Diamond, but I have to say this because there are still people out there that have never seen the Arthur video. So it starts where he's on those crutches where they're around his forearms and he could barely even get around with the crutches. And it's another video that you sent me originally that made me cry my eyes out. And what got me was the fact where he's in a park and you don't see him and you're like, what the hell? What's going on in this part of the video? Then you see this person way in the foreground, tiny, is walking toward the camera, and you realize it's him without the crutches or anything else. And then next thing you know, he's not just jogging, he runs by the camera. And I'm like, holy shit. It's like, there was no way. They gave up on this guy saying he would never walk again. And here you go, following the program, and the guy's running by the fucking camera. And then he's doing planks with his son standing on his back, man. That you gotta make sure people understand how far that guy went.
Yeah, it was without that video. I always say God sent him to me and me to him. And because it literally changed both of our lives. In his words, it saved his life, And, the bottom line is that's one of the things that really kept me feeling like this is real. I mean, this is going to happen. It's like your wrestling career. You just got to keep believing that it's going to happen. And you have to keep putting the work in and build other people. Let me share something. It's a little long, but it's worth the read. So he writes, sir, I'm not even sure how to address you. Mr. Page, Dallas, DDP. He said, in March of this year, I was at my absolute heaviest. My diet was poor, my body was falling apart, and I was having serious health issues. It got to the point where my doctor saw me for the next visit, and he said something along the lines of, I didn't think I'd see you again. I actually thought you'd die. I thought you'd die in between visits. A week ago, my wife comes into the bedroom, tells me our marriage is over. She's found a new boyfriend, and I got to leave.
Wow.
With his me. So now I'm hooked. All right.
Right.
With as much dignity as I could muster, I move out of my house and into an apartment. The pandemic had taken hold, so I was experiencing health issues that medical professionals thought would kill me. The virus was wreaking havoc on my body while my entire life was falling apart. A friend of mine sold me a copy of your YRG workouts. Now, that's what I called it originally, right? He said, I never really sunk my teeth into it because I was so busy with work and living a life that was killing me. Since there was nowhere to go but up, I put in your DVD and did the fat burner workout. I hurt, but it was a good distraction because of an incredibly broken heart. One of my colleagues noticed I was making some change and he asked me what I was doing. I told him I was doing YRG. He said, DDP wrote a new book. You might like it. After work, I stopped by Barnes and Noble and picked up Positively Owning It. That book made me see the truth in my situation. Yes, my wife drop kicked my heart into my ass. Yes, she was with someone new. And yes, I had to start all over again at 35. All those things considered, it was my responsibility to react and take charge. I couldn't change what had happened, but I could take control of where I was going. My diet, my exercise, my lifestyle all became contingent on what I was doing. Instead of looking at my sudden lifestyle change as something that happened to me, I had been drawn in by the inspiration from positively owning it and began seeing my situation as an opportunity to be excited about the changes in my life. I was becoming strong. I didn't see dieting as being depressed about what I couldn't eat, but jazzed about what I could eat. Through your wisdom and encouragement, I began listening to my body. This is pivotal. This cat has got my attention. Like at
Yeah.
this point, it's 12:30 at night, bro, while
Sure.
I'm reading this. And he said, I began listening to my body, paying attention in what my body ran well on, what my body didn't react well to, and what foods affected my mood in different ways. Restrictive diets don't work. And because I was listening to what my body was asking for, I didn't have to go on a restrictive diet. I substituted garbage for high octane fuels. I left my home on April 4th, 2020. When he's writing me this, it's September. All right.
Yeah.
September 2nd.
Yeah.
I left my house on April 4th at my 2020 at my heaviest. We're talking about the heart of the pandemic. When I weighed in at the doctors last week, I had shed 60 pounds in 4 months. My blood pressure had improved, my mental
Yeah.
clarity, my stamina, and my mood. My
Beautiful.
body was stronger than it's been since I was 25. I still have a very long way to go, but now I know I am equipped for the battle, not just to fight, but to win. I'm sure you hear this all the time, Mr. Dallas, but your work has absolutely saved my life.
Nice.
Your workouts are encouraging and tough. The book is incredible. Diamond Dallas Page, this got me here big time. Diamond Dallas Page took me from someone who was falling asleep, standing up in the shower, to someone who can finally look in the mirror and be proud of who he's becoming. You're doing God's work, sir. As a kid who stayed up late on Monday nights to see the NWO get a heaping helping of the Diamond Cutter and remembers hating Dennis Rodman for interrupting DDP joining the Wolf Pack. I can't imagine a better spirit on earth to inspire my journey. Now, this is what he would call critical mass.
Wow.
552 pounds.
Yeah.
So knowing me at this point, because we've been around each other a lot over the years.
Long
time. So
I'll tell you how long. You gave me DDPY the DVDs 3 times, and I left them at the office. You kept giving these things to me. I'm like, yeah, you know. And then I finally dipped in when I ran into you down at your brother-in-law's house, and
at Paulie's house.
We did a mini workout in the backyard right next to the canal, and I was hooked immediately. And I thought to myself, why didn't I do this years ago? Because I got 2 bad herniated discs. That story you just told is very inspirational, but he lost more than 60 pounds, my friend.
No, well,
he lost the 60 plus the 250 of his ex.
Very bada boom. That's right. But listen to this. Listen to this.
Yeah,
so I read that, and I read it out loud to Paige, and she knows right away. She goes, "You're going to call him, aren't you?" I said, "Yup." He is now 9 months in. He is down 146 pounds.
All right, that's what I was going to ask. That's awesome.
That 146
is absolutely awesome, man. So getting back to the documentary Relentless, where you were on your last few bucks and it worked with the Arthur video, and Chris Jericho certainly didn't hurt you when he.
No, Chris was big. Chris was big.
He hurt himself so badly, and then he believed in your program and he did it, and he credits it for getting him back in the ring, and then your sales went through the fucking roof where you were driving your local post office nuts. Right?
Here's what happened. We're doing like $20,000 in sales, a month for a couple of months. Chris had started with me, and what I did was Chris had blown out his back, and he couldn't even sing because it was killing him so bad. And the doctors are telling him the same shit they told me, like, you're done. And I sent him Arthur's video. Jericho called me back 5 minutes later. He said, "You tell me what to do, and I'll do it." And I said, "Okay, buddy." 3 months later, he headlined WrestleMania against CM Punk. And we got a big bang up for that. Like that doubled our sales. We went to like 40,000. Now, Arthur's video came out. I go to the airport, and he texts me a screenshot, and you saw this on Relentless, that says, "Stop what you're doing right now and watch real magic. David Copperfield."
Yeah.
It was the Arthur Borman link. When I landed in Nashville, one from Tony Robbins, and it just went wham.
Yeah.
And it overwhelmed us because we weren't ready for that. We didn't do some big infomercial spot. We just did a video.
Yeah.
And and it got shared and shared. Probably we can track this to over 500 million views between our stuff and the people who have used it. Every inspirational site on the planet has used it. Every inspirational speaker at one time or another has used it. And I love it. I love it. It's
of course it changed your life.
Yeah,
it absolutely changed your life. That was the moment that everything completely took off for you, and all that hard work you put into it before that moment finally, benefited you. And you've been going strong ever since, my brother.
Yeah, but then it was Jake, and then it was Resurrection, and then it was Shark Tank, and now it's all things that tell stories. Let
me ask you about Shark Tank. You did not take the deal. I love that show.
I do too.
I've never seen your episode, so just give me like the basics of it and why you didn't take the deal. And
Well, first of
who
all,
wanted to make a deal with you?
well, at the end, Mr. Wonderful started fucking around
Mr.
with
Wonderful?
me, Yeah, but
He's such a dick.
yeah, and his was like, yeah, more like 50%. I'm like, oh, Mr. What? By that point, we was already over. Like I never went there, Opie, to get a deal.
Of
I
course.
went there to get exposure. To be
Yeah.
truthful, I asked the guy, I said, we don't want their money. We want to give them 5%, and then fucking let them guys, figure out who wants to do it. And he was like, well, if you don't want money, we can't put you on the show. I said, I didn't say we couldn't use the money, but I really didn't want it. I really want. I said, we're the next, we're the next big thing. Because we haven't even started to explode yet.
So on Shark Tank, you walked away from the deal with Mr. Wonderful, and you are right. Some of these programs, it's better not to make a deal. America's Got Talent. I talked to Tape Face, who came in second place a couple years back. My son is a big fan, and we went to one of his shows, and we were lucky enough to talk to the guy backstage. And he goes, dude, I made sure I didn't win that fucking show because then they own you. And right. I knew the exposure, I would make way more money after the show than actually winning the damn thing, where I'm under contract with those guys. So I think you were smart to just go on and get the exposure for DDPY.
Yeah, it was fun. It really wasn't even an offer. It didn't really matter. For me, it was more about, again, being there. You film for an hour, and then they use 8 minutes. It just played the other day. It's the gift that keeps giving, because when we did that, we made $1 million in 5 days.
Wow.
That's how much product people believed in it, and still today, people get it because of Shark Tank.
Yeah.
So that to me is awesome.
I got to ask you about Jake the Snake. How is he doing? The last time we talked, he was in your house under quarantine for the coronavirus, and you guys were feeding him food with trays that you would leave outside the door, and he would grab them like a troll and bring it inside and eat, and then he would leave the empty tray outside the door like he was in a hotel. And then it's funny because you guys were taking it so seriously, and then you ended up getting the coronavirus and not Jake.
Yes, Jake's never gotten it. He's right. I think he's he's just I always say, if a cat's got 9 lives, a snake's got 13, because Jake is Jake is doing so good. He's having a little bit issues with his breathing, but it's getting better. He's finally quit smoking, which to me is like, wow. I mean, that was the only thing he had left. That's the only deal he had left, and he's finally quit. So, and Jake's been doing amazing. Like, he's on AEW every Wednesday night on Dynamite. And Cody's Cody, who's one of the top guys there, Cody Rhodes, along with Tony Khan, who owns the promotion, also owns the Jacksonville Jaguars. They love having Jake involved with their product.
So give me one good wrestling story before we wrap up. And then promote Relentless, the documentary that's out. Where's it out? I saw it on Amazon, I think, right? Relentless.
Yep, it's on Amazon Prime. But let me tell you about the thing that really, like when you say, how did you keep going? Like, one of the things I knew for DDPY, and I'm really going to be branding it not DDPY Fitness, even though it'll always be Diamond Dallas Page's Yoga, always. It took years. It took 8 years to get there in wrestling. And one of the reasons I kept moving forward with DDPY was because I knew it took 8 years over here. If I just keep doing over here what I did over here, it's got to pay off. It's like the 10,000 hour thing, and you just got to see it. You got to believe it. But this was a pivotal moment in my life. And Dusty Rhodes, and this is a picture of me. Let me pull this up. This is a picture of me and Dream friggin' back when I was, that's 33 years ago. Can you see that picture?
Wow. Sure do.
Yeah, amazing. Look at that crazy head of hair. And then you
That's
got the
pretty
Nature
cool.
Boy, and he had just
Yep.
put me over not too early before that, but he's the real champ as far as I'm concerned. He's the greatest of all time,
Yeah.
the Nate. So I'm talking to Dusty, and Dusty, he took me under his wing like a brother, like a family member. Um, he was there for me. He mentored me. Without Dusty Rhodes, there is no Diamond Dallas Page. Without Jake Snake Roberts, there's no three-time world champion. Without the both of them, I'm not going in the Hall of Fame, but I did. And those guys had a lot to do with that, just helping me. So when a defining moment comes along, you either define the moment or the moment defines you. And this is that moment. So I'm talking to Dust, right? And I am just bitching. Because in professional wrestling, I don't want to spoil this for anybody, but it's predetermined. And I was telling Dusty and bitching about how they're never going to give me the opportunity. They're never going to give me the opportunity to be that top guy, the booking committee, because they write the stories. And I said, Dusty, I know I'm never going to be you or Rick or Hulk. I know I'm never going to be the world champion, but these sons of bitches, Dennis, enough. And he yelled at me. I was like, whoa. He said, what did you just say? Now I really feel kind of stupid. I'm like, well, Dusty, I know I'm never going to be you. I don't have your career or Rick's or Hulk. He goes, no, D. What did you say after that? I said, well, Dusty, I know I'm never going to be the world champion. He said, then what the fuck are you doing it for? Dallas, as hard as you work, as much as you believe in you, if you don't believe it, D, if you don't believe you're going to be the world champion, you need to get the fuck out of our business right now. And
Wow.
bro, it was like he reached through the phone and just bitch slapped me.
Sure.
And he kept talking. And I can't tell you a thing he said after that, but I know exactly what I did. There was a yellow ledger pad next to the phone. Back when we had the old cord phone and shit,
Yeah.
If you picked up the 40 answer machine, all right, let me write that down. So that pad was there. So I grabbed it while he's talking. And I wrote, I will be the world champion in 5 years or less. It was 4 years, 4 months, and 14 days. Now, here's the crazy part, because I never really thought about this till recently. I was telling this story to someone on Cameo. And because I don't do 30-second cameos, mine are like 5, 10, 15 minutes sometimes.
Jesus.
Well, the
Well, you
people, I
can
want to give them
talk.
their worth. I want to give the people their worth, They want to hear this stories like this,
Yeah.
And it really hit me when I was telling the story. And on April 11th, 6 days after my 43rd birthday, 1999, I would be stepping into the ring in what we call a four-way dance. 4 guys, 1 winner, world title on the line. It was with Hulk and Rick. Now, Dusty's retired, but Sting is on everybody's Mount Rushmore for WCW. Like, he was the franchise. So I'm telling him 4 years before this, I'm never going to be you or Rick or Hulk. But here I am, stepping in the ring with Rick and Hulk and Sting. Randy Savage is the guest referee. Ric Flair takes the diamond cutter in the middle, and I walk out the world champion. Like, that's where things like believe, because I've never given up. And that's all I try to explain to people, and why, like, people say, what's your why? That is to prove to people that you can do whatever you're willing to put the work in for. If it's not just going to happen, The movie The Secret had some really great points when it comes to about manifesting dreams into realities. And the part that The Secret left out was you got to work for it. And it pissed me off. There was one scene in that movie where there's a little boy and he's like 13 years old, and I want this red bike, and I want this red bike, and I'm just going to keep making it happen. And one day he opened the door and the red bike is there. And I thought, okay, I'm throwing a flag, because that's not how that goes. Now, if you're that kid and you're up every morning, you get on your rickety old bike and you got a paper route like we had back in the day. They don't exist anymore, but we did that. And you got up early in the morning. I know, because I did that. And you save your money, save your money, save your money. And then your dad and your mom equally put the other half in. Then you get the bike. That story I would have been down with. But the one with no work, fuck you.
Exactly.
Nobody gets there. And if they do get there, they don't appreciate it. They don't appreciate it. So everybody, if you guys want to see what inspiration, is pretty much all about. And I have to do this one more time. It's really short, though. I want to read you a review that someone left that I thought was funny. I thought was really funny and really spot on. He says, simply inspiring. His name is N. Thomas. If I could have found his number, I would have friggin' called the guy. He said, admittedly, there were a few moments when I felt like I was watching the most well-produced infomercial ever. I popped when I read that. He said, nonetheless, it's pretty damn epic. And in these unstable times, it's quite inspiring to see how the positive intention behind DDPY rippled out into the world to create actual positive change. I've had the DVD set, this I love. I've had the DVD set sitting around my house for quite a while. But I think I'm finally going to try it instead of merely having it and pretending that's good enough. That's classic. The DDPY crew is making the world a better place. And this film documents that fact.
I know you like that. That's awesome, and I know you like hearing infomercial, but it's way more than that. It's your life story.
I know.
Relentless is a damn good documentary, and the people out there know I love documentaries. That's my favorite genre by far, man. And I highly recommend that people see Relentless. It's on Amazon Prime or Amazon, wherever the hell. And of course, then the app DDPY is what I do to this day, man. I never stopped since that day we did it in the backyard of your brother-in-law's house. I mean, I've taken a couple weeks here and there, but in general, I've been doing it ever since. Dude, is there anything in your office that you could show us?
Sure. Take a tour? Take a tour here?
Yeah, okay. I mean, I think the wrestling fans out there would freak out. Like, show us some of the good stuff in that office. That's an impressive office.
All right. So let me feel pretty here. I'm going to take you back. This is going back to, this is in my club. If you can see this out there, that's Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty in my club with Snake Boy from Skid Row.
Wow.
That's from doing Hollywood Squares there with Whoopi. This is with my boy Cody Rhodes, and he's with Terry Crews right there. We were on a Soul Plane, and I told him, watch what happens with Terry Crews. He's going to be a huge star. Who's Terry Crews today? A huge star. Yeah. There's my boy Booker T right there. Nature Boy, when he got his did the hair match with his son Reed. God bless him. That's my buddy over there, Justin Moore, Country Legends. That's me and Nash, tag team champs. This is me, bro. Can you see the Cadillac there? The pink Cadillac.
Zoom in a little more. There's the.
Can you see?
You got to move over for the Cadillac.
Okay, this is so weird the way.
I know, it's backwards.
It doesn't make sense. Okay, right here. Okay,
There you go.
this is
Okay.
me driving the Cadillac in WrestleMania 6. It was Diamond Dallas Page's chauffeur back then. And I'll pick that back later. That's Dealer's Rejects right there.
Yeah.
That's our new show I was telling you about, Guardians of Justice. That's me and Rob Zombie hanging out on the set.
Beautiful.
That's the pink Cadillac. There's that Snoop there. Look at this crew here. Can you see this? Roddy Piper.
I do. Yep.
And friggin' Warrior and Goldberg.
Wow.
This is a great shot of me and Kevin Nash and Raven back in Scotty Flamingo Bingo. Can you see that right there? The greatest of all time. He called the lockup, the other greatest of all time right down there, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Sure.
And over there,
my favorites.
Bruno Sammartino.
Wow.
Gotta love that. I said, hey, Hulk, let's take a picture. He throws up a diamond cutters flash. Got me and Snake there. Snake wrapped around his neck. You got friggin', that's Fluffy right there. Gabriel Pacey's, he's sticking an apple in his mouth.
Okay.
Bruce Willis there. I got Snoop there. There's a world title shot there. This picture right here is when we all broke in. Me and Stone Cold, back when he still had hair and he was fighting Steve Austin. And then over here, you got, when I went in the Hall of Fame, Rick fucking took me back on his Lear jet. That weekend was a hell of a deal. This is Ted DiBiase in my club before wrestling. Can you see that? Can you see that?
Can. Yes.
Upside down shooters right there. There's Jericho right there. Working with Carl Malone. Got Dusty over here. How'd he get in there? There's Bush right there. Ali another time giving me the fist in the face. This is a Christmas party I had. Mick Foley and God bless him. Canyon. This is Jesse Ventura at my club back in the day. There's the Hall of Fame belt that they give you when you go in the Hall of Fame. My daughter's right there who walked me out, which is super cool. Then over here you got this is a you want to see shit? I'm taking you, bro.
I love
this right here.
Just zoom in a little better.
Zoom in you see that?
Yeah. There you go. That's even way better. Go ahead.
So that's like that was there's Ali making a diamond cutter sign and Malone. This is a picture of all the champions from WCW. Can you see that?
Of course.
Okay.
That's awesome.
And this was a card thing where they just, print off your cards. And I just got that sheet and I turned it into a
look at that screen. Look at your movie room, man. That's awesome. That's a nice flat screen, man.
And then over here we got Jake's side over
pictures. Here. Yeah.
The resurrection of Jake the Snake and just all the fun times. Then I never have to go anywhere, man. I got the game on the big screen.
You love pictures. Jeez.
It's my life. It's my whole life. I still have stuff I haven't put up yet, but I've got so many great memories, man. That God has blessed me on so many different levels. And people, ask me all the time, like, why do I do what I do? Because I don't really need to do anything anymore. I don't. Yeah. But I love it. And I love helping people because it makes you feel so good about yourself. You know that. You help people. And when you help people, man, you make a difference in their lives. It just makes you feel really good about yourself.
100%. That's a great place to end this, my brother, my friend, Diamond Dallas Page. Thanks for the time today. This was awesome.
Nah, my pleasure, brother. I always got time for you. But I'm going to set something up with Jake, too. As soon as it gets where he can go out and hit the road, because you talk about stories. That boy's got some stories.
Oh, boy, does he. That's another great documentary you guys put together. You guys do a good job with your damn documentaries. You get the tears flowing, man. Jeez. The resurrection of Jake the Snake is unbelievable.
Yeah, they can see that on Amazon Prime, too. So if you ain't seen that, there's the other one. All right, brother, I'm going to let you go. I appreciate your time. You've been amazing, man. Appreciate it, brother.
All right. I can't do it with the mic. All right, Diamond Dallas Page. Thank you, sir. I'm gonna stay on for a minute because they're making fun of my hair, so I got to beat these guys up. So you can go.
I love you, buddy.
You can go.
See you,
I
pal.
love you, brother. All right, there he goes, Diamond Dallas Page, my pal, and to this day I still do his program as he tries to figure out how to. Okay,
Yeah, to
shut
get
off.
that fuck
Oh,
off
you didn't shut off. Yeah, there you go. You sons of bitches. These. There it is. Okay. These guys, you guys were making fun of my hair the whole time. I was so distracted, you bitches. Get a haircut, bro, Robin says. Well, I want to get to a year and then I guess we'll cut it. And I took the hat off earlier. I'm not doing that a fucking again to prove that I don't have Benjamin Franklin hair, Butters. I saw that. Oh, I love your hair. No, you don't. No one loves it. I'm not a Spicoli. I saw that one. What else did I see in there? The dude on the couch from Half Baked. I saw that. What else? Tony Hawk. Who's the skater boy? BOI, obviously. Who sang that song originally? Skater Boy. I forgot. Back to the Future, bum. Fuck you, dude. Jesus. I've been working on this hair for a year. Thanks for making fun of my hair. Once again, like I do have hair. It's not fucking thinning. It's a mess. I understand. So I'm gonna take the Manscaped razor that I shave my balls with, and I'm gonna shave my head. That's gonna be the next hairstyle. Too much information, guys. Thanks for checking us out. I will see you tomorrow morning for the regular Facebook Live, and blah 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 blah. We'll do this again very very soon. Peace.